Alright, welcome back everyone to the Jumpcast. We're on episode 25, and today we are joined by a guest we've had, hopefully will be joining us a bit more.
Yes, he's been on before when we tackled three subjects instead of just one. Um, but yeah, welcome back, Max Drees.
Howdy.
We're recording really early so that we could get him on.
Because it is Easter.
Um,
Happy Easter, everyone.
yeah.
He is risen.
So for context, what is it? We're recording this about 30 minutes after the chapter came out, like officially.
Yeah.
Of course, there have also been leaks that came out beforehand, that I always look at because I don't have the patience to wait. But yeah, so how do we want to jump just straight into it? I'm assuming. How do we want to go about it? I'm trying to think. I don't know if I want to go over a chapter summary or just talk about cool stuff.
I guess Max, do you want to start us off? Kind of your thoughts on the chapter?
Yeah,
That was interesting
sure.
stuff.
I'll fucking go for it. Yeah. So, in every story that I consume, regardless of its type, whether it's manga, anime, movies, TV, whatever, I always love to see a little bit of a flashback. Like with The Last of Us, having that DLC with a little bit of a flashback, that always tickles my fancy. This chapter does exactly that in the best way possible. I love that we get to see Sukuna in his, I guess, OG state, you know, of him just being
The Chad.
the biggest fucking Chad of all time. And then I'm gonna butcher her name, Yurozu, I think, right?
You got it. You got it.
Cool. Hey. I think it's fascinating that we get to see how she plays into this, because her dynamic with Sukuna, I just find really interesting, and having this flashback really adds to her character, and it helps this it helps this fight feel more impactful.
Yeah.
It's just so interesting, and I think it's also I think it's cool as well how both I guess they're now cursed spirits, but both the quote unquote cursed spirits and the people they're inhabiting, how the artist has almost drawn them very similarly. It's kind of like how do you put, like hand fitting the glove type of thing, where like this was meant to be, which I think is cool. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, the true sphere, the perfect sphere is such an interesting ability, and I think it's awesome. The thing that is kind of funny though, that I wish we could have seen, was the threefold affliction domain expansion actually, happening. But Sukuna and his big Chad energy just pulled out, just whipped out the big guy and then just ended it.
Dude,
so
he's that guy. This in chapter,
he is that guy.
He just proved it. Like he is the Sigma Male literally me character. Like when we see the flashback, when Yurozu comes and like jumps on him, no fucks given. Like doesn't no reaction.
Exactly.
Like I'm such a
I wanted to keep going with that.
I was like, I don't know how more I can make it look like a. he's literally me, like shit, like but no, I really enjoyed that.
Thank you, Dries, for that big ass monologue because it gave me enough time to take notes on what I liked about this chapter and what I didn't.
Yeah, no
Um,
problem.
I love Heian era Sukuna's design. I like it because he's so goddamn tall looking. Even just like him sitting down right there, he looks so big and menacing. And I love that they're trying to pray to him as if he's a god now. Like it's reinstating that honored one
Yeah.
feel behind it. I was a little confused about the political turmoil in the beginning of the chapter because I don't know what Yorozu has to do with like the whole Fujiwara issue. Because like they talked about like the last chapter how like she destroyed the Sun Moon and Star Squad, one of them having Uro in it, and I'm just confused about how this impacts this chapter. Like, why are they praying to Sukuna if they're under Fujiwara forces? They should be hoping that Yorozu can do something. It doesn't really fucking matter. But yeah. It's really funny that you said that you really like the perfect sphere because I think it's BS. It's one of those weird concepts that I think is really strange and they just wanted to throw it in. It's just like, look at how deadly this attack can be.
Oh yeah, and then just shit on it.
It looks
Yeah.
like look-wise, it looks like the Walmart version of like Purple Hollow. Is
Yeah.
Like, if I was getting like, and then they did jack shit. Like it's like that's
I think
something.
it's the Five Below version, dude.
Yeah.
Like Gege was like, I do not want to draw something complex right now. I'm gonna add a big ass blank circle to page 10.
I think he like spilled like some ink on the page when he was drawing it this week, and like, ah, shit, like, fuck.
My drafts are shit.
But
What happened?
no, I think it's a really interesting concept, and I think it's something Gege has been doing recently that I'm honestly kind of a big fan of showing off and trying to like hype up this technique or this character, and then just
I'd be shit on.
like the best way to describe it is just for someone else to curb stomp it. Like they're like also like when we see Yorozu, like we thought, like I thought she was gonna be like completely different. She was just like chasing after Sukuna in the Heian era, had no relation to him really, but
Yeah.
you can see that she's like a subordinate, and then also like again like Sukuna is that guy, just kills her because he's like,
Yeah.
get away from it, you can't touch me.
I'm wondering how she made that pact. She must have made the pact to go into the coin games later just because she wanted to fight. And then like in her last moment of life, she's like, oh, Sukuna's gonna be there too.
Yeah.
That's it. Greatest thing in the world. I love it. Love at first sight gets slashed in half and dies on the spot. It's always like this prevalent thing with Sukuna that like his slash and cleave ability, people don't realize it until like a couple seconds after he's done it, and then they're dead.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I love it so much.
It
It's so
really reminds
devastating.
me of like in like all the samurai stuff in media, how like the quick draw thing where they just like open and close or draw their katana for a
yeah.
second. I feel like maybe Sukuna's cleave and dismantle technique could be like somewhat inspired by that. Like I'm really hoping still for it's like the chef kind of like a technique
The
where
chef
it's,
angle.
yeah. But no, there could be like different. There's probably like a lot of different interpretations of his technique. So I don't know if anyone else has thought that, but
There was a cool. When you talk about that, it reminds me of one of the theories I saw on Reddit, where because his technique is called like shrine or like malevolent shrine, it's that like people that like go to pray to Sukuna, he can like take their curse techniques or like
like the
adopt it, like the whole like
Oh,
the
fallen-
open box
yeah.
thing.
like the
So I
whole
think it'd be
fallen
really
angels.
cool if, like, in that situation, like after he killed Yorozu, it's like, oh, I also got a curse technique out of this. I think
That
that's
would-
just really fun to me.
That would be interesting. That if you can just
Yeah.
continually power up. That I mean, hey, that's always a really good way to create a stronger villain, to make them feel much more powerful. For the main character to then, I mean,
they did
hopefully
that with
win.
Kenjaku.
Right.
Like,
Right.
when they revealed Kenjaku's, like, gravity technique, like, everyone's like, oh, crap. Like,
Yeah.
the week-by-week analysis of that was, like, terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to
I
think
think
of what else.
I think it's also cool that Sukuna still is, I guess, the main villain in a way. You know, he's still
Yeah.
he's always been in the background. He's always been there. He's been plotting, and we, as the viewer, haven't been able to see into his plans up until like the past few chapters. So
Yeah, very, very recently.
He's
the
yeah.
the story is unraveling in a way that I'm really liking.
Oh yeah, no. But I would have been really excited to, like, you know, we talked about earlier, like I would have been really excited to see Yorozu's like domain, but what it does, and then we didn't because Sukuna just one shots her.
Maharaga,
Yeah.
that shit.
Like I was really hoping, because like I saw the theories people said, they're like, oh, the Sukuna versions of all the 10 shadows, they're gonna be like, you know, different stuff. So like, oh, the snake's gonna be the world eater serpent, the demon dogs is gonna be Fenrir, and like they're gonna be like different like mythologies. No, I was like, oh, then what's Maharaga gonna be? And then I'm like, no, I love that Maharaga's just the same.
Mhm.
That they did not change him. I mean, it looks like
They
in
didn't
any
change
way.
him at
Yeah,
all.
he's just uber buffed now.
Yep.
Yeah.
That he can literally, it's supposed to be like an undestroyable.
Secret treasure.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah.
he's supposed to, like, this perfect spear is supposed to be undestroyable, but like does it in a second, like.
But this dude can adapt to any and all phenomena. You know what I mean?
But no, I
I just love how you said that. It was hilarious.
yeah, no, this.
What else? I'm surprised that Maharaga can cancel domains.
Yeah, isn't that
Personally-
fascinating?
Yeah, I know that the whole technique is that he pulled Maharaga outside of the barrier and switched places with him.
Right.
Like if you're in like a D&D, what is it? It's with
Bait and
the
switch.
yeah.
Yeah, you can see
So-
him like they switch in the shadows.
Yeah.
Oh, Echo Knight?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about with like Echo Knight, where like you can move in between like you and the ghost that you summon.
Yep.
I find that really fascinating, and I like that you can also prep Maharaga for whenever you want to summon him. You don't have to be like Megami that takes 3 years. Like, come to 10 sacred treasures. He just like throws the wheel down and he pops out.
Well, it's like, especially because of last chapter, like, because he's had the wheel like over his head. It seems like he's been prepping it this entire fight.
Yeah, exactly. He's just like, all right, I want to find a good time to use this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What else? I always find it really interesting that Gege uses like wombs in the domain expansions as of recently.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed it, Drees, with like the last one with what is it, Nalia? How they were just standing on like a womb, and like now this one is just like, at least I assume there are wombs all around. It's just so interesting. I don't know what the point of that is.
Hold on.
From
I think
Gege.
I may have missed which chapter.
198 or 199. It's the fight between Maki, Nalia, and like Katana and Sumo Dude.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of like noticing that the domains of recently, it feels like especially with Megamines, like they're building something. Like it's like, it looks like they're body parts and stuff. Like Megamines has evolved.
constructs.
Yeah, like Megamines has evolved, and it looked like, you know, just like a bone for a while. Now it's like a whole spinal cord. It looks like Megamines Chimera Shadow Garden is almost building like the innate domain that Yuji and Sukuna talk in all the time. That's got like the throne of bones he sits on. I don't know if it could be, but I think maybe it could like be like, oh, hinting somewhat of like, okay, Sukuna's like he's gonna get exercise, but it's gonna be like a new 10 Shadows thing is Megamine's gonna like control Sukuna or something. I don't know. It could be at the end of the series. I'm talking as I'm thinking. I'm like this half-baked idea. I'm like, oh, what else can I add
don't
to
know
it?
personally about that.
But like I don't. It's just an yeah.
No,
It is an idea. I mean, at least throw it out. It's better than nothing. We don't know what the last 10 Shadows Shikigami is.
right.
We
That's
have
the thing.
almost all of them except for one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because now that we have the ox and the deer, it is just one of them missing.
Right.
It's also
There.
crazy that Sukuna has Maharaga now. Can we also
Yeah.
point that out?
Yeah, like fully
Oh.
The one
controlled.
thing that no 10 Shadows user could do before. He made history.
Even more reason he's that guy. Like.
I do find it absolutely hilarious that Sukuna can just come in and just master any technique, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
He's ballsy.
He is ballsy, but this is also equally terrifying because I wonder, maybe then okay, idea. Sukuna keeps cutting off them fingies and just feeding them to a bunch of different people, and then it's just Shadow Clone, but just tons of people with a bunch of different abilities, and it's just him, but it's his whole army type shit.
That reminds me of something from Naruto, where what is it? One of the techniques is that they can just possess like 6 other people, just themselves, and they use them as puppets. I think that I can see where you're coming with that, with using multiple techniques.
That's terrifying. I have not watched or read Naruto, so
Yeah,
It's all good. It's a lot of work to get into explaining it, so I'd rather just not.
No.
cool.
Yeah.
But no, I want to see. I definitely want to see if part of the reason Sukuna is able to like be so adaptable and like analytical with using what he has at his disposal is because of that box. Just because when we did see him like talk about the box to Jogo during Shibuya, and he's like, "Oh, you wouldn't understand." He's instantly able to pull out fire, like some sort of fire technique, and seems like he has complete mastery over it. Like, because there was a theory I saw forever ago that was it was around the time they introduced Angel, and right around when they said, okay, Sukuna is the fallen angel, of that Sukuna was like with Angel in that kind of like sphere of like taking away techniques, but instead of just getting rid of the technique, he would take it for his own, and that's kind of why he became the fallen angel, because he's kind of just taking and using like from other people. And then that could go in again with the whole your whole theory about like shrine.
Oh yeah, how it like just takes Chris techniques and the whole like different aspect between them.
But yeah,
Something that's kind of tangential, just really fast, that I find interesting is the regardless of where in the world the story was written or it takes place, there's somehow always some level of like Christian mythology influence.
Yeah.
It's strange to me, but I mean it makes sense.
I like the uses of different like mythologies, especially with this one with JJK, because like you said with like Christian, but they also have like, of course, like the Buddhist one, like honored one.
mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Because there is the really famous. I know it was in one of the openings of the first season of the anime, but there's the really famous one of Mahito. I think he's like blowing bubbles, and it's supposed to be like a reference to a famous painting. I don't know if it is. It's a skeleton. I don't know if it is blowing bubbles as well. And then on the other side,
it is referring to a character in the Bible.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I just don't remember it specifically.
Yeah, no, yeah, we gotta do research before we record. Normally. But no,
What were you gonna say earlier?
It's terrifying.
Oh yeah. Just outright.
He's so big. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's so destructive looking. What is it? I was just thinking, what was one of the last things? Oh yeah, Rip Megami. The dude's gone.
yeah.
If you look at that last picture, I feel real bad for him. It's so interesting seeing him cry, because we've never seen him cry before.
Well, because when I was like hopping on Twitter before we recorded, everyone was like going back to that panel of maybe saying, okay, start by saving me. And you know, maybe they could pull Megami out, but like I I'm down it. I mean, maybe unintentionally, Megumi created a binding vow with Yuji to save him. Does that kind of like propel Yuji forward?
Maybe. That would be very interesting. I think that definitely could be an option. I think it's gonna take a lot to try to like pull Megami back.
Because unlike Yuji, he, like we've talked about before, he doesn't know his soul. That's like also one of the whole reasons Sukuna is switching with them. On top of
he has such an easier time taking over the body.
He doesn't have to make a pact with him and use him only like once for a minute or something. He can just freely reign over. But
yeah, it's interesting to see where the series will go from here on, because like this is again the end of like I don't know if you would call this one an arc or not, like the Tsumiki / Hirozu destruction, whatever this was.
The shit hit the fan arc.
Yeah. The bath arc, I guess. I'm just going off of like chapter names. But we just don't know what people's plans are now, because Sukuna's goal has been made of destroying Megami to the core, and like I'm hoping just next chapter we get to see everyone again and see what their plan is gonna be to try to either kill Sukuna, kill Kenjaku, do whatever.
Also, like on page 19, when Hirozu goes, "Here, this is for you." So that could go back into. I'm sorry, like I was like scrolling through while everyone was talking. I'm like, okay, well that could lead. I was thinking that bit of dialogue on page 19 could somewhat lead back into like the whole Sukuna taking people's techniques, potentially, maybe, depending on how we see next chapter.
Oh yeah, take the construction technique.
Yeah, like here, like maybe it could be like she's thinking, oh, I'm gonna give the rest of me to Sukuna, but Sukuna's like, okay, I'm just taking your technique, it's mine now, bye.
Yeah. As
You
if
meant
he'll ever
nothing
use
to
it
yeah.
though.
Thank
It's
you.
trash.
He's like, it might be useful, but you know, okay, bye.
Yeah.
And then also I was like, this whole chapter, I was wondering like, Gege's putting so much detail in people's feet. I'm like wondering if like Quentin Tarantino helped with this chapter at all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
With Megami and everybody else.
Well, like you can see like Hirozu's everything. You can see Sukuna's. I'm like, I'm joking, of course, but like I'm like, it just crossed my mind. I'm like, what the like, bro, come on.
That is something that I mean, I don't know. I don't think I've seen a mangaka who has become incredibly successful that isn't at least slightly perverse.
I guess
like-
that's true.
That for some reason they're all just so incredibly down bad, and they just insist on drawing.
Gege was really good though. He pointed out for a long time that he wouldn't draw promiscuous women because he knew that his parents read the manga.
Yeah, so you just felt
So
bad
he tried
about
to
it.
avoid it. Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I remembered it. There was something I saw on Twitter also right before we recorded. So when Mai dies, who also had the construction technique, she leaves a cursed tool with Maki. Hirozu, maybe instead of giving her technique, that spear we always see Sukuna with, like the hand arrow one, maybe she was constructing that spear again, whatever that cursed tool is, back for Sukuna.
I
that
hope
is
so.
awesome.
And that'd be fun, especially because he has Megami's 10 shadow technique, so like if he really wanted to like bust it out, he could just pull it out from the shadows again.
Yeah. I want to know, I mean, they're probably all like really crappy cursed tools and stuff, but like the all like the backlog of like weaponry Megami's had, like I want to know if like Sukuna can still like that I'm assuming it would transfer over, that Sukuna could have access to that, but he's just like it's like a grade 2 cursed tool. It's probably not worth it.
He's the head of the Zenin clan now, so I'm sure that he could go to the vault
and grab
and
some
grab
cool
whatever
stuff.
he wanted.
Yeah.
But it's not like we're not gonna see like an inverted spear or a playful Cloud type deal again.
Oh yeah,
Right,
never
with
again,
access to it.
sadly.
Unless it is that spear. Unless that spear that Sukuna has, like, I saw, even though it doesn't look like it, someone was saying maybe that spear is the inverted spear.
Maybe.
But
mean,
look-wise, no, it looks nothing like it to me.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it. I mean, if we got that, I think that another arc that would be cool is finding that spare piece that everyone assumes that was missing from the inverted spear,
Oh.
and like making Maki her next curse tool out of it, just so that she can actually, well, I shouldn't say actually be on Toji's level because she is, but like have the same arsenal, like the same destructive arsenal.
She just doesn't have the arsenal.
She's missing something that can kill Satoru Gojo.
Yep.
Yeah. But
I'm trying to think what else we could cover.
There was something else I did see someone mentioning, that chapter 222 is 2 + 2 + 2 = 6. And someone's like, well, what else has 6? 6 eyes. Gojo's getting unsealed in chapter 222. Potentially, I think that's...
I hate everyone saying that Gojo's gonna get unsealed.
That's a little bit of a reach, like...
Yeah.
In my opinion, but it could be cool to see something like that come back, like... him come back or something, but I doubt we will.
The fandom is too focused on, and I think it's just because we haven't seen him in so long, to be fair.
He's been over, like, what, a year or two?
Over 3 years. He's been trapped since
I guess...
December of 2020.
Oh, yeah. True.
I think, maybe it's even been longer. I think sometime in 2020, I remember. The big thing is that I feel like people don't understand how strong Gojo is because we haven't seen him for so long. Like Gege has pointed out so many times, he is the strongest. A big reason that he got sealed himself was to set up this precedent of like, oh crap, you don't have this protective character that can fix everything.
MacGuffin went bye-bye.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the characters actually have to grow on their own now. Like, and we're seeing it now. Like, the prime example is Maki. Like, Maki now is, like, a step above. She's stronger than most of her contemporaries now. We need to see that, like, be fulfilled for the other characters.
We need to see them become...
Megami.
It's basically, you're saying you want to see them become the next group of honored ones, not just...
Yeah.
I think
exactly.
I think because the term honored one in JJK has been thrown around a little bit. I think it'd be really cool if, because at the beginning of the series they were talking about how the term special grade is evolving. Like, they're becoming like curse wise, they're becoming a lot more common. They're going to be a lot more common as a sorcerer. So maybe there could be another term above special grade that like is a registered, like you could be a registered honored one. And that that could be like, maybe that could be like a mantle passed from like one sorcerer to another throughout, like, of the next grade of source. Like Gojo could have been the like unofficial honored one, and him getting sealed and everything, passing that on to like would have been maybe Megami, but maybe Yuji and like whoever. But
I think with how many parallels we've seen between Yuji and Gojo, I think that Yuji is definitely in the next one to be labeled the honored one. Like, especially with that moment of just like what we saw right as soon as Sukuna took over Megami's body, and the parallel between him and Gojo seeing Kenjaku take over Geto's body. I feel like it leads a lot to just like Yuji is gonna be in the same place as Gojo. He's gonna go through like all of these horrible things and come out just like a beast at the end.
Yeah, kind of cursed to be the strongest, because someone was I had seen something a while ago. Someone was saying that maybe Yuji's grandpa also unintentionally made a binding vow with him he said like, don't die alone, surround yourself, and maybe it's like Yuji's curse is he's never going to die because he's never going to be surrounded with people. that he
I
trusts
think that's
her.
really weird setting up binding vows like that. I think because they point out that like the last words of someone could just be a curse on
Mhm. Well,
themselves.
that's also part of it. It's just like a curse on Yuji, that he's never going to properly. He's never going
What?
to die because he's never like surrounding himself. Because everyone around him keeps dying, so he's never gonna like surround himself with people.
What I'm trying to say is that there's a difference between cursing someone and setting a binding
Yeah.
vow. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that's still gonna happen to him. I mean, it's already happened. His two teammates are basically dead now. I don't want to see any more like Nobara Copium.
Yeah.
I feel like she's gone.
hmm
Like unless she does come back, I'll eat my words. Maybe she'll come back literally next chapter. Um,
That'd be kind of
but
funny.
yeah, it would be very funny. I'll make sure to eat my words as soon as the leak comes out. Um,
hmm
but just like um he's definitely set up on this path to understand that like people are gonna die around him and he needs to deal with that and just
Yeah.
like grow as a person or grow as a sorcerer.
hmm
I think that that's the big thing. And we still need to see his curse technique, even if he maybe doesn't even have one. Maybe if it's just literally his body is built different.
Yeah.
Right. That's the thing, is that maybe he's the antithesis of Maki and Toji. I'm not getting that mixed up, right? No, I'm getting that mixed up. Not Toji. Fucking uh
No, I think you
hell
got Toji.
no,
Toji and Maki.
The two
Is that
heavenly
his name?
restrictions.
Yeah, Toji.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Okay.
No, you're good.
Maybe he's the antithesis of that, where it's not that he is lacking, he has no cursed energy, it's that he has all the cursed energy or something, and he hasn't
Mm.
unlocked it yet, and he'll just become this force of pure energy that can overwhelm basically anything, you know?
Yeah.
So basically, you're saying is like Yuji becomes like a manifestation of like the indomitable human spirit.
Yes, basically.
Basically.
I mean, wait, like, yeah, I would think it'd be really cool to see just something like if he did get a technique, if it was just like durability. Like he's been like, not understanding he's been using it, but just like against Sukuna, like he's been just using like
Yeah.
basically just like I don't know, something like hardening his like body or something with cursed energy, and just it could be like something he like makes like a protective shell with cursed energy that could like make it so he doesn't get hit, like he doesn't get the guaranteed hit in a domain or something. I don't know, but
That'd be
I like
fun
that.
as
Yeah,
well.
I like that idea of just like he has all the cursed energy, because it does seem like Yuji was like, oh, this is a weird way to describe it, but bred to be, originally he was bred to be a vessel, but maybe on top of it,
That
he's
is sadly a good way to put it. He is built to be a vessel, and what is it that with what Sukuna said before, there's also the theories that like he was just like a womb or like a cursed womb from the Heian era with the body of some sorcerer, and then like Kenjaku found the right conditions to actually like bring it fully out.
maybe like actually did have Yuji as a kid and then just place the cursed object in like a baby Yuji and activate it.
Yeah. Yeah, and so then like now he has that like Heian era forged indomitable human spirit body.
Exactly. It could be pretty interesting to see, but
Yeah. That could also be a really cool thing to actually unlock the rest of his power. Like, say his curse technique is restricted by just a cursed room object inside of him that he needs to get rid of. Just like, you've been capped from the beginning, my boy.
yeah.
So, yeah,
No wonder.
lots of theories. Lots of theories. So, yeah. Drews, what do you want to see next chapter?
Oh boy. Well, I think it's high time that we flip on back to our main hoe, so that we can continue with the main story. I really want to see what's going on with Yuji now.
Oh, just how he's like coping with everything.
Yeah, I want to see if maybe there was some kind of, I don't know, like in Bleach, how there's like that spiritual pressure type of thing where people are able to sense each other across long distances.
Yeah.
I want to see if there's some kind of a thing that afflicts him, or maybe he just won't know until Sukuna comes back, and maybe Sukuna will have modified Megumin's body to just be, I don't know, a more accurate Sukuna, and he'll just break down, and then we get
Be
to
able
see
to summon
just,
two her spirits.
yeah,
Two
exactly.
Shikigami, I
And
mean.
then
'cause
we
he's
get
got
to
them
see that
four
kind of like
hands.
rage, bloodlusted Yuji. Would be cool. I think
Mhm.
because that we need to see, like Nick said earlier, we need to see like Yuji be able to willingly kill somebody.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
'Cause-
I think Yuji has that spirit to kill Sukuna with like the quote that he repeated back when he fought Mahito, just
You're
like,
just
I need to
yeah.
remember that these guys have always been curses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he will definitely still view Sukuna as a cursed spirit at the end of the day. But we're probably gonna end up I know where it's gonna end up going. Is we're gonna reach a point where Yuji has to decide, oh well, I gotta kill Sukuna, but he's in Megumin's body, so I have to kill Megumin. Oh no! And then he's gonna kill him, and then he's gonna be sad. But then, whoa, world's gonna be a better place.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably be wrong. I'm hoping I'm wrong, because that's kind of like a cop out in my opinion, but we'll see.
Yeah. Gege does always different stuff.
Yeah.
What is it? I think right now we just need to see what Yuji and the rest of like our protagonist group's ambition is now, and we know what's gonna be going on for Sukuna. Sukuna's gonna be looking for the rest of the fingers. Now that he's just like, I have full control of the body, time to consume more fingers. Get to those 20 fingers, boys.
I think I know Gege hates it. He stated it, but I think it would be really good to this would be the perfect time for Yuji to get that training arc to develop him out. To be able to be, because yes, Yuji did go toe to toe with Sukuna, but that was also
nerfed.
It was a severely nerfed Sukuna. I hate to say it.
It was a two-finger Sukuna.
We need to see. I would love to see Yuji, even without a technique, be able to go toe to toe with a 15 or even 20 finger Sukuna. Like, unnerved with using 10 shadows. Like, because it could also be pretty good that they're like, okay, well, it's Megumin. We know what the 10 shadows, everything looks like. We know how they work. And now that they're amped up with Sukuna's level of cursed energy, they're going to have to readjust their plan once they actually start fighting him, because like, oh, Nue, we thought Nue was going to be the same. No, Nue is different. The Divine Dog is completely different now. I'd really like to see that battle IQ analytical side of JJK during the fight develop out more, because that's one of my favorite parts about the series, of whenever they are in a fight and they're like, okay, well, like, how am I gonna actually, like, one of my favorite examples is Sukuna fighting Maharaga during Shibuya, about how he tries to adapt to Maharaga while Maharaga's adapting to him.
Yeah. Again, I always love, how Gege twists things around. Like, it's so good that he used he put Sukuna in Megumi's body for, it's always in that shonen trope of, the protagonist versus the deuteragonist? If I'm correct?
Yeah.
Like, the one that has, just as much importance. It's Naruto and Sasuke?
Yeah.
You see it in, most shonen, this is his excuse. He made it so much more, realistic.
Yeah.
Instead of just having them both have conflict against each other, it's like, oh no, this is how the fight's gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because there is that almost every main shonen series has that, which is kind of nice to see. But this is this one feels a lot more natural than every other one I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I think that we all share the same thought of what we want for next chapter. So hopefully 220 will be epic. We get it next week. We don't have to wait.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll be back. We don't have to figure something out for next week. Luckily.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I think this is a perfect place to tie it off. So thank you so much as always for listening, Max. Thank you for coming on. We hope to have you on more often.
Thank you.
Yeah, baby.
And always, if you have questions, please leave them in the comments or go tweet us on Twitter. We're trying to be a lot more active on there. Yeah.
I'm sorry, my brother. I'll make sure to post this episode today. I'm so sorry.
No worries. But yeah. If you guys all have, it is recording today. It is Easter Sunday, so if you are listening to it on Easter, thank you for listening to the holiday, and I hope you guys have a good holiday. Thank you so much.
Easter. Buona Pasqua.